Welcome to the MFS Wellness Podcast, a hybrid structure encompassing health, fitness, self-improvement, and entertainment, where no topic is off limits and all opinions are graciously welcomed.
Let's get on with the show!
And now, here's the host of the show, Mike Sinopoli.
Welcome to the MFS Wellness Podcast. I am Mike Sinopoli, certified nutrition coach, consultant, counselor, call me whatever you would like. On this episode, I am going to list my personal top 5 chain restaurants, fast food restaurants. I should say this is more of a fast food type thing. Top 5, me personally, that I feel you can get a decent meal with high protein, moderate calories, decent ingredients that aren't going to totally destroy your progress if you are in a fat loss phase, in a calorie deficit for losing weight. And a lot of us, I hear it all the time. I'm busy. I'm running around. I'm in outside sales. I have kids, this and that. And, you know, I've been there. I've been an outside sales rep. I have 2 kids. I have days that are busier than others. And I have 5 places here that I think are solid options for what they are. They're not perfect. We know this. Fast food is not perfect. There is, questionable ingredients, and what they're using in there is mass produced. There's several stores of each of these. So, take it for what it's worth. It's not the best. You don't want to eat out more than, I'd say, twice a week, really. It depends on how well you've got things down. If you're new to it and you don't really know how to balance out a meal and what to look for on menus, I would definitely limit it even more if you are very serious about your fat loss goal. The reason is because we think certain things, when we're getting started, we believe certain things are better for us than they really are. They hide calories everywhere within these restaurants. And I'll kind of explain that as I go along through these 5. And if I didn't mention it before, these 5 are my personal go-tos if I'm out running around. I don't go to these places very often. I don't necessarily love any of them. I like them more than other places. I'll tell you some that won't be on here is McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Sonic, Pizza Hut, Domino's, things like that will not be here. You might be able to finagle something at some of those places, but to me, for what's available with the nutrition information that I can see for the price and what it tastes like, no. I actually have taste factor here, convenience, ingredients, protein, and calories are basically what I'm basing these 5 restaurants on. And I'm going to give you an example of what I would order when I go, and this is exactly what I would eat and go with. So that if you're out there and you're doing this thing and you feel like you're, oh shit, I didn't pack my food, or I don't know what to do, I'm busy and I need to eat. So these are going to be the top 5 places that I think are good to go. These are in no particular order. They aren't the only 5. There's plenty of other places. I definitely recommend going to a personally owned place, not a big corporation like these are going to be. I did corporation type places, big companies, chain restaurants, strictly because they're recognizable. Because if I mentioned out to you, the mom and pop joints here in my local area here in suburban suburban Chicago, you're not going to care and you're not going to know what they are. So, you know what? That's just the way it is because that's how we live. So I have these as recognizable names, the majority of them. And I'll just start out listing right away. And you probably are going to be very not shocked by these. I mean, I'm sure you have been there and understand. But for me, I'm going to start here with Panera Bread. You got to be careful here. Not everything on the menu is healthy. There's not a very healthy place overall, believe it or not. Like the bread bowls with soup, some of the sandwiches can be over 1,000 calories and carb-ridden, high sodium, bloat fest food. So what do I get at Panera, and why do I choose this place? Okay, so here's the good things about this chain restaurant. Free Wi-Fi if you need to sit in there and do your work. When I used to go, they had a unlimited coffee, which was awesome. When I was working in outside sales, I would sit there with my laptop like a dork and, work and drink my coffee. I had probably 5 or 6 large hazelnuts I left out of there. Like I just left some kind of a drug warehouse shaking with all the caffeine that I would take in. they would look at me funny, like, oh, dude, where's all our hazelnut coffee at? I think they changed this. I think you have to become like a member now at Panera to have this unlimited coffee cup or whatever the hell it is. It probably was me that caused a membership for this. So, that is one good reason there. And, again, you got to be careful when you're having coffee. There's the creamer there, the sugar. If you sit there and down, 5 of those like a psycho, like I did, you're going to put in a lot of calories while you're sitting there. But when I did get hungry, what I would go for is the Green Goddess Cobb salad with chicken, the whole size. That's 500 calories and 39 grams of protein. Not bad. There is some confusion that I believe I'd seen, because when I look at the nutrition information on the website, it gives me the calorie count of 500 for the salad. But it says the Green Goddess dressing is like 240 calories, okay, or 230, excuse me. And I was like, all right, so is that 500 then 230 on top if I have the dressing on there? But when I go to customize it on the site, I did remove the dressing and it drops it down to like 410 calories. So apparently they're using less on the salad. I don't know, but I would get the dressing on the side no matter what. And I would make that a habit wherever you go, because you can control the amount of calories you're putting on your salad. And that is literally where a lot of the calories, sugar, sodium, fat can hide in these meals is literally within the salad dressing. So little discrepancy there, but overall I would order it with the dressing, use minimal. It doesn't need a lot of dressing because there's enough flavorful shit in it for it to be good enough. This doesn't include the side that it comes with, which is either chips for 140 calories or a baguette. I don't even know how to say that word, and I'm never going to get it right, but whatever. For 180, and then an apple for 80. The apples suck ass there. I like my apples out of the fridge, all right? I don't eat warm-ass apples. I don't like it. I mean, I'll either eat them hot in a pie or some shit, or whatever, in a dessert, or I'll have them icy and crispy out of the fridge, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I like, what do you call them? I like the expensive shit. Not the pink ladies, but the Honey Crisp apples. Those are the best. And there's a very big difference. I bought some other Gala or some shit apples, some Fuji shit, and it's not the same. It doesn't work. I try to put them in the air fryer and do some weird shit with them, but they just suck. They taste like, I don't know, gross, fleshy shit. So I don't get the apple at Panera because it's disgusting, and I don't like it at all. So anyways, that being said, so that adds in, let's just say you get the bread, the baguette, I don't even know. That's now you're at 680 calories. And then remember the drinks, like I was saying, if you get like a large Coke or something, you're going to add another 200-300 calories there, and then you're at 1,000 calories. So you've doubled up the meal just from the sides and a drink if you're not conscious of that. So Green Goddess Cobb with chicken whole, dressing on the side, get a water with it, and the side you either got to factor in yourself or get what you think you want, or get the apple and put it away and put it in the fridge for later if that's the way it is. Or maybe you just like room temperature apples and that's just you, but I don't. So that's Panera. And you can find other things on there. These are just a recommendation by me, what I think tastes the best with the best macronutrient and calorie count. The next one I'm not going to spend a lot of time on, but I just kind of started going to this place called Poke Bros. It's a poke bowl type place. If you're not familiar, that's a rice bowl with raw fish, vegetables, some sauces. They'll sometimes throw in some avocado, nuts, wonton strips, and they make a kind of just a bowl. I think of like a Chipotle, but Asian, Hawaiian Asian, whatever they want to say. They got different options there. Now, I had a hard time finding the calorie count at this place. I do believe they're somewhere between 500 and 800 calories a bowl. And I think a lot of the calories reside in the rice amount that they give you. They do give you a fair amount of rice. So you can either ask for less or just kind of commit to it. It feels clean to eat. The vegetables are good in there. There's protein in there with the fish. The sauces, maybe you want to put on the side. They do look a little bit of cream-based, a few of them. But I do feel like it's a decent quality for what you're having, and it's delicious. I really, really dig the Poke Bros bowls. So if you have one in your area, you might not. They're not everywhere. This is the least abundant of stores for the restaurants on my list for sure. So I won't spend much more time on it, but if you got a Poke Bros by you, try it out. Good shit. Next up, probably not a surprise at all to you, Chipotle. I think Chipotle is pretty good overall. Burrito bowl, obviously, is the way to go there. The way I would get it, the best way to get it for calories, taste, protein, all factored in, is go up there with a chicken burrito bowl. You can go white or brown rice. It does not matter. You can go black or pinto beans. Not too much of a difference there. Lettuce, salsa of any kind. I get the hot salsa, and I also throw on fajita vegetables. You notice I didn't put guac. I didn't put cheese. I did not put sour cream on that bowl. I do think you can throw in a little extra hot sauce for flavor. You can add to it if you'd like it with the sour cream, but it's 120 calories extra for that, and even more for the guac, and they charge you for it, of course. And the guac sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's like, is it really worth that for their? Is it worth it? You can get it, you can add to it, but you got to remember, are these calories really worth it? That's what you want to ask yourself. So that's Chipotle. To run it down, is a chicken burrito bowl, white rice, black beans, lettuce, hot salsa, fajita vegetables. That's the way I do it if I'm being health conscious. If I don't care, I'll add a little bit extra things in there if I'm feeling it. I'm in a different position right now than a lot of people that might be trending down to a fat loss goal. So it depends on you. And again, that's going to be that combination there is estimated 575 on calories and 45 grams of protein. Now, before I continue on with the last two, I do want you to know that the calorie counts that you generate on the internet, on the nutrition calculators, and those that are posted up on the menus, those you got to take with a bit of a grain of salt, because they are allowed, FDA allows them to have buffer with their calorie counts. So they can go 20% in each direction. So don't hold too much to them, but you can obviously use that to tell what is going to be a lighter versus a heavier meal. For instance, if there's a 500 calorie meal versus a 1,200 calorie meal, you're going to get less calories for the 500, no matter if it's accurate or not. So it is valuable information to still have and to still put together and look at. But as far as preciseness and perfection, probably not right on the money. And if you've ever been to Chipotle, been going down the line, a little teenage kid behind there making your bowl is not weighing or measuring any of your food. They are just flopping it right on. I do think they sometimes shortchange me on the double meat shit. I look at them funny when they say, those look like two half things and you're going to charge me for it, you little asshole. I say, give me a third then, Then the bowl becomes like $50 and it's a joke. But it can get expensive. Being protein conscious can get expensive, but that's just what we do. So that's Chipotle. Next up, Taco Bell. Yeah, that's right. Shitty Taco Bell, Diarrhea Central, call it whatever the hell you want. Run for the border. It doesn't matter, man. Power Menu Bowl is on the menu. It's basically a ripoff of a Chipotle bowl. Not going to lie. That's really all it is. And the Power Menu Bowl, I didn't customize it too much on the site, I don't believe, when I put this together. That is grilled chicken, seasoned rice, cheddar, guac, lettuce, sour cream, tomatoes, black beans, spicy ranch. And that comes out to 500 calories. And what looks weird to me is that sounds like it should be more calories than Chipotle. So either A, somebody's full of shit, or B, they're just giving you a lot less portion size in the Taco Bell Power Menu Bowl. But hey, we got to believe somebody, right? Somebody's got to be giving us good information. So all I can go off of is the calorie information that's given to me through the company's site and assume it's true. So let's hope that is. So the Taco Bell Power Menu Bowl. Again, I'm not going to rattle off everything because I basically used how it comes from the site. And that's 500 calories and 35 grams of protein. So not quite as high in protein as the Chipotle Bowl, and probably not as good. I've had one a while back, and I don't recall if I loved it or hated it or thought it was just basic and blah. But if I'm going somewhere, that's what I'll do. I don't normally go to Taco Bell. I don't. I used to. If you follow me on social media, you'll probably know there's a running joke about my love for this place and what I used to do through the drive-thru and the copious amounts of food and ridiculous money I would spend after a day. But hey, I'm not perfect, and that's where it was. I don't really eat Taco Bell much at all anymore, but if I am going there and I am somewhere and I need to drive through, that is what I would go for. The Power Menu Bowl at Taco Bell, 500 calories, 35 grams of protein. Last but not least, I didn't want to put this place on here, but if I did, I do know that I do end up here if I have to go somewhere. Subway for the steak and cheese protein bowl, 380 calories, 42 grams of protein in the steak and cheese protein bowl. Assuming that's going to include steak and cheese, obviously, and then whatever else will kind of go along with that, mostly vegetables and perhaps a little bit of sauce. Kind of gives you a little more room to play with, being only 380 calories. Well, everything else on here was around 600 or so. So with the steak and cheese protein bowl, you might have some extra room to go ahead and double up the meat. That'll really shoot the protein up, I'm thinking, pretty high, up to 60 grams or so, plus over that. So you can really get a good protein to calorie ratio here on this item here at Subway. I don't know. Ever since they had that pervert Jared with his big pants and his internet child porn collection, I kind of lost interest in this place. And I know it's not the place's fault that this guy was a pervert, but for me, it's a stigma, and I don't really like child pornography and people that advocate for it, like Jared. So he's rotting wherever he is, and I'm glad for it. I'm not going to hold it against Subway for it. I do think their sandwiches suck. I think they skimp on the meat. It tastes like a cheap salad on bread. So I don't really get their sandwiches too often at all anymore. I would rather, if I'm going to get a sub sandwich, I'm going to go to more of a local deli type place where they're going to really, cut the meat right for me. Not this. And if I'm having a sub sandwich, I'm not going to watch my shit. I'm going to go for what I like. And I'm going to say, all right, that was good. No, I'm not going to have one for a while. Bottom line. So if you notice a trend here with all 5 places, the Green Goddess Cobb, the Poke Bros Bowl, the Burrito Bowl at Chipotle, the Power Menu Bowl at Taco Bell, and the Steak and Cheese Protein Bowl at Subway, everything is in a bowl. All right? So obviously we can tell that your best bet when you're dining out anywhere, and remember, this can change any which way. It's not going to be for sure, but you have a better chance at adding volume, adding protein to your food in bowl form. Because if you think about it, a bun, 2 pieces of bread, a wrap, a tortilla, they can only hold so much. I remember once I was at Chipotle and I was trying to add so much shit into this burrito. This poor kid could not fold the fucking thing. We had to literally say, all right, you know what? I get it. It was me. I did it. I put too much shit on the burrito. You just kind of went along with it. I can see him getting nervous and sweating as he was going through, wondering how the hell he's going to fold this thing when I was getting a burrito at Chipotle once. And I said, nah, double the guac, double the meat, 3 salsas, more cheese. This guy was nervous. He couldn't do it. There was a hole in the tortilla. It was massive. Everything was gooing out. There was oozing sour cream out of the side, and with green from the guac just dripping out. He was just not having a good day. I'm cool as hell, so I said, look, dude, just throw that shit in a bowl. We're fine. And that's what we did. But anyways, yeah, I kind of just trailed off with that there. But as you can see, you can't fit a lot of volume in something that's a wrap or a piece of bread or a bun or whatever else. That's why sometimes the old sandwich, fries, and drink thing is not the best route. Because if you think about it, you're just, it's all carbohydrates with minimal amount of protein in it. You get what? Maybe a quarter pound of meat if you're lucky? I don't know. So, and usually that's shit meat. Like fatty ass burger meat. Or, if you get a chicken sandwich, maybe a little bit more of a balance. But I would overall go in bowl form, bowls and salads. And if you're dining out, bowls and salads are the way to go. You can also do okay in the plated entree section at more of a sit-down type restaurant where you get a piece of meat, carb like a potato or rice, and then a vegetable. Those are usually the best spots on the menu to look at. So salads, anything in bowl form, plated entree with balance. That's what I would go for if you're dining out. Dressings on the side, glazes on the side, sauces on the side. Ask the server to cook it plain if you got a hypertension issue or you don't like super salty ass food. Usually, obviously, the desserts, the cocktails, the appetizers, and pizzas, flatbreads, and such are typically where you're going to find the worst balance of protein to calories with fat, carbs, and sodium going sky high. So that's a little bit of a way to kind of retrain the brain to eat differently. So keep it in a bowl. Double the meat, add protein, keep going with that, and do your best. And that's it. Dressing on the side. Never forget. If you want to discuss this or any other places or how to maneuver through dining out a little bit, or maybe you think what I'm saying here is crap and you have a better idea, this is not rock solid here. If you have a great idea of a meal to have, I would love to hear it so I can try it and recommend it to clients. And if you do want to have that discussion, you know where to find me. Social media. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. That's at MFS Wellness. email mike@mfswellness.com. So that is what I have for you for my top 5 locations, fast food locations here within the U.S. for quick service food, and a few ideas of how to go about ordering it and what to go for and what to get. So until we come back with another episode, once again, thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you then.